Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins that many people might overlook, the 1997 Lincoln Liberty penny. At first glance, it looks like just another penny you find in your pocket or your couch cushions. But this tiny piece of copper and zinc holds a rich history, unique characteristics, and yes, a market value that is surprisingly higher than its face value. In fact, the current market value for a 1997 Lincoln penny in good condition is around 45 cents. Now, you might wonder why a coin worth just 1 cent at face value could actually be worth nearly half a dollar to collectors. What makes the 1997 Lincoln penny so interesting? Where does this value come from? And how can you tell if the penny in your hand is worth more than just a penny? Stick with me as we explore all this and more in today's video. Chapter number 1. The legacy of the Lincoln penny. Let's start with the bigger picture. The Lincoln penny is one of the most enduring and recognizable coins in American history. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln penny was the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. This was a big change from previous coins, which usually showed symbolic images like Lady Liberty or eagles. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, whose artistic vision captured Lincoln's noble profile with remarkable detail. Since then, the Lincoln penny has remained a staple in American currency, surviving decades of economic changes, wars, and cultural shifts. The coin not only represents monetary value but also serves as a tribute to one of America's most important presidents, and the ideals he stood for: freedom, unity, and perseverance. Chapter number 2. The meaning behind the word liberty. One key element of the Lincoln penny that you might not have thought much about is the word liberty stamped on the front of the coin. This word is more than just decoration, it's a powerful symbol of American values. Liberty stands for freedom and the rights of individuals, ideals that Abraham Lincoln worked tirelessly to protect and promote during his presidency, especially during the turbulent times of the Civil War. Seeing the word liberty alongside Lincoln's image reminds us of the coin's deeper significance. It's not just currency, it's a daily reminder of the struggles and triumphs that shaped the United States. Chapter number 3. Understanding the 1997 penny. Now, let's zero in on the 1997 Lincoln penny itself. The D mint mark tells us that this particular penny was minted in Denver, one of the primary mints responsible for producing U.S. coins. In 1997, the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies, making these coins very common in circulation. However, despite the large numbers, not all pennies are created equal when it comes to value. Condition, rarity, and collector interest all play crucial roles in determining how much a coin is worth. Chapter number 4. Why is the 1997 penny worth more than face value? So why would a 1997 penny be worth about 45 cents in today's market? The main answer lies in the condition of the coin. Most pennies in circulation have been worn down by use. They have scratches, discoloration, and faded details. These coins are typically worth just their face value, 1 cent, but if you find a 1997 penny that looks almost brand new with sharp, clear details, original luster, and no signs of wear, then collectors will pay more. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition are much rarer because most coins get handled, dropped, or damaged over time. Chapter number 5. Grading pennies. What collectors look for. Collectors use a grading system to evaluate coins, ranging from poor, fair, and good to very fine, extremely fine, and finally mint state. A mint state 1997 penny can command a price of about 45 cents or even more depending on its exact grade. To identify if your penny might be in higher condition, check these key features: the sharpness of Lincoln's profile and details on the coat and hair, the visibility of the date and D mint mark. Making sure they aren't worn down. The condition of the coin's surface, is it shiny and free from major scratches or discoloration? The clarity of the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." If your penny ticks most of these boxes, congratulations, you might have a coin that's worth more than just its face value. Chapter number 6. Mint errors and varieties. While the 1997 Lincoln penny doesn't have widely known major mint errors, it's always worth checking for minor errors or varieties that can sometimes increase value. Mint errors might include double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. These unusual coins are much rarer and highly sought after by collectors. If you believe you have a coin with a mint error, it's a good idea to get it professionally examined and graded. Chapter number 7. The market today. Coin collecting trends. Coin collecting has been growing in popularity, especially with younger generations interested in history, treasure hunting, and unique investments. The 1997 Lincoln penny represents a perfect entry point for new collectors. It's affordable, historically rich, and has a steady demand on the market. While 45 cents might not sound like a fortune, keep in mind this is for a coin that originally cost 1 cent. That's an amazing return for something you might find just by checking your change. Chapter number 8. Tips for collectors and coin enthusiasts. If you want to get started collecting pennies like the 1997 Lincoln Liberty penny, here are some helpful tips. Always examine coins carefully under good light, and with a magnifying glass if possible. Look for coins in the best condition you can find. Mint state pennies are the real prize. Be patient. Collecting is a journey that's about learning and enjoying history as much as making money. Use coin albums or holders to protect your coins from damage. Consider getting valuable coins professionally graded to verify their condition and authenticity. Chapter number 9. Why the 1997 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. At the end of the day, the 1997 Lincoln penny is a small but powerful symbol of American history and values. It's a reminder of Lincoln's legacy, the importance of liberty, and the stories that every coin carries through time. Next time you find a penny in your pocket, take a moment to appreciate what it represents. It might just be worth more than you think. Thank you so much for joining me in this deep dive into the 1997 Lincoln Liberty penny. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on fascinating coin stories and market updates. Have you found any interesting coins lately? Share your stories down below, I'd love to hear them. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and keep the history alive in your hands. My dear coin lovers and history buffs. Now, in the second story of Liberty Cent, we're going on an incredible journey into the fascinating world of one of America's most iconic coins, the Lincoln penny. More specifically, we're zooming in on the 1980 Lincoln Liberty penny. It might look like your everyday penny, something you'd find in your pocket or at the bottom of your purse, but there's so much more to this coin than meets the eye. Right now, the 1980 Lincoln penny is valued at around 48 cents on the collector's market. That means it's worth almost $1, which is quite impressive for a coin originally minted with just 1 cent face value. In this video, we'll explore why this penny is worth more than its face value, dive into its rich history, understand the factors affecting its market price, and share tips on how you can spot valuable examples. So buckle up, because this story goes deeper than you might expect. Chapter number 1. The origin and legacy of the Lincoln penny. To truly appreciate the 1980 Lincoln penny, we need to rewind over a century. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first time a real person's portrait appeared on an American circulating coin, a groundbreaking change from the symbolic images that had traditionally adorned coins. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB can be found on early versions of the penny. Lincoln's image on the penny symbolizes values that Americans hold dear: liberty, perseverance, and unity. The word liberty, proudly inscribed on the coin's front, reminds us of the freedom that Lincoln fought to preserve during the Civil War. For more than a century, the Lincoln penny has served not just as currency but as a small piece of history, passing from hand to hand through generations. Chapter number 2. Design details of the 1980 Lincoln penny. Fast forward to 1980, and the Lincoln penny you'll see bears many of the same iconic features that have defined this coin for decades. On the front, or obverse side, you'll find the timeless profile of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. His image remains detailed, showing the contours of his face, beard, and the inscription "I in God We Trust" arches above his head. Just below the date 1980, you'll find the mint mark that tells you where the penny was made. If there is AD, it was minted in Denver. If there is no mark, it came from Philadelphia. This small detail is important for collectors because mint marks can affect a coin's rarity and value. On the reverse side, the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. If you look closely, you can even see Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, a subtle detail that adds depth and historical richness to the coin's design. Chapter number 3. How many 1980 Lincoln pennies were made? The year 1980 was a busy one for the U.S. Mint. The Denver Mint alone struck over 4 billion pennies, making it one of the most prolific years for this coin. Philadelphia minted hundreds of millions as well. With such huge numbers, it's easy to assume these pennies are everywhere and therefore worthless beyond their face value. But here's where it gets interesting. While billions of pennies were made, very few remain in the pristine, mint condition that collectors prize. Most pennies found in circulation have been handled, worn down, scratched, or tarnished. So the real treasure lies in finding a 1980 penny that's still in uncirculated or mint state condition. Chapter number 4. What determines the value of a 1980 Lincoln penny? The primary factors that influence the value of any coin include rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. For the 1980 Lincoln penny, rarity is less of a factor because of its massive mintage. However, condition and demand play a huge role. In terms of condition, uncirculated or mint state pennies, those with no or full original luster and sharp details, are far less common than circulated pennies. Collectors value these coins more because they represent what the coin looked like when it first left the mint. Demand also affects price. Many coin collectors focus on Lincoln pennies as a starting point because they're affordable and easy to find. This steady interest helps maintain and sometimes increase the value of higher grade coins like the 1980 penny. Right now, you can find a 1980 Lincoln penny in mint condition selling for about 48 cents, which may seem modest, but is nearly 50 times the coin's original face value. Chapter number 5. Coin grading and its importance. If you want to understand penny values more deeply, you need to know about coin grading. Grading is a way of assessing the coin's condition on a scale that ranges from poor all the way up to mint state 70, which means absolutely flawless. The 1980 Lincoln penny is most valuable when graded as MS 60 or above. At these grades, the coin shows no signs of wear and has its full original shine. Coins graded in this range command prices close to or above 48 cents. In contrast, pennies that show any wear, scratches, or discoloration tend to be worth just face value or slightly more. Chapter number 6. Are there any rare varieties or errors for the 1980 penny? Unlike some other years, the 1980 Lincoln penny is not widely known for famous errors or varieties. However, collectors should always be on the lookout for potential minting errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. Even minor variations can add a premium to a coin's value. If you find a 1980 penny that looks unusual, maybe the date is doubled, the mint mark is strange, or the design is misaligned, it's worth investigating further or consulting an expert. Chapter number 7. Tips for collectors. How to find valuable 1980 Lincoln pennies. If you want to find a valuable 1980 penny, here are some helpful tips. Examine the coin under bright light, and use a magnifying glass to look for sharp details. Focus on Lincoln's cheekbone, jawline, and beard for wear. Check the date and mint mark for clarity, and any doubling or anomalies. Look for original luster coins that still shine like new. Avoid pennies with scratches, discoloration, or damage. Remember, patience and a keen eye can uncover hidden gems in your pocket change or coin rolls. Chapter number 8. Storing and protecting your pennies. If you find valuable pennies, protecting them is crucial. Exposure to air, moisture, and handling can cause damage or tarnish, which lowers their value. Use acid-free coin holders, albums, or coin flips designed to keep coins safe and preserve their condition. Chapter number 9. The historical significance of Lincoln pennies. Beyond their monetary value, Lincoln pennies are a symbol of American history and values. Every time you hold a Lincoln penny, you're holding a piece of the past, a coin that connects you to a president who led the nation through its darkest days and preserved its unity. The 1980 Lincoln penny, like all pennies in the series, reminds us of the importance of liberty, perseverance, and leadership. Chapter number 10. Market trends and what the future holds. The market for coins is always changing. Right now, the 1980 Lincoln penny's value is steady at around 48 cents in mint condition. However, as more collectors enter the hobby, demand could increase, and prices could rise. For those interested in starting or expanding a coin collection, Lincoln pennies are a fantastic and affordable place to begin. With patience and knowledge, you could uncover coins worth more than their face value and enjoy the rich history behind them. So there you have it, the full story of the 1980 Lincoln Liberty penny, a small coin with a big history and a market value that might surprise you. Whether you find one in your pocket or in a roll of change, take a moment to appreciate the legacy and potential value of this coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1980 Lincoln penny, please hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Have you ever found a penny or coin that was worth more than you expected? Share your stories in the comments below. I love hearing about your discoveries. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep collecting and keep uncovering history one coin at a time. Would you like me to help you create visuals, or add timestamps and chapter markers to make this video even more engaging? Just let me know. My great coin collectors and history lovers, now in the third story of Liberty Lincoln, we're diving deep into one of America's most beloved and historic coins, the Lincoln penny. More specifically, we're uncovering the fascinating story, history, and value of the 1981 Lincoln Liberty penny. Now, you might think a penny is just a penny, but what if I told you that the 1981 Lincoln penny can actually be worth about 46 cents on the collector's market? That's nearly 50 times its face value. So whether you're a coin collector, history enthusiast, or someone who just loves a good story about money, this video is packed with interesting facts, history, and practical tips about the 1981 Lincoln penny that you won't want to miss. Let's get started. Chapter number 1. The origins of the Lincoln penny, a historical backdrop. Before we jump into the specifics of the 1981 penny, let's rewind over a century to understand why the Lincoln penny matters so much. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was a groundbreaking moment in American coinage. Never before had the face of an actual person been used on a circulating coin. The designer was Victor David Brenner, who created a beautiful, dignified profile of Lincoln that has stood the test of time. This small coin quickly became more than just currency. It became a symbol of American ideals: liberty, perseverance, and unity. The word liberty etched boldly across the front of the coin reminds us of the freedoms Lincoln fought to preserve during the Civil War. And even today, over a century later, the Lincoln penny continues to connect us to those values. Chapter number 2. What makes the 1981 Lincoln penny special? Jumping ahead to 1981, the Lincoln penny has been in continuous production for more than 70 years by this point. The design had been updated in 1959 with the reverse showing the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to Lincoln's legacy. The 1981 penny carries on that design, with Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The 1981 penny is part of a generation of coins that are often overlooked because so many were produced. Billions were minted that year alone. The Philadelphia and Denver mints struck the majority of these coins. However, what makes this particular penny fascinating to collectors and enthusiasts alike is its condition, potential rarity in high grades, and the subtle details that only a trained eye can spot. Chapter number 3. Design details and mint marks. If you look at the 1981 Lincoln penny closely, you'll see the usual inscriptions: "In God We Trust" at the top, the date 1981 on the right, and below the date, you might see a small D mint mark for Denver. Coins without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. Each mint's coins can have slight differences in detail, and sometimes valued out on the reverse. The Lincoln Memorial dominates the design. This detailed image includes the statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, which can be seen under the right light or with magnification. The words United States of America arch across the top with the pluribus unum and 1 cent below. Chapter number 4. Massive mintage but still valuable. In 1981 alone, the U.S. Mint produced over 5 billion pennies across Philadelphia and Denver combined. That's an enormous number, making the 1981 penny one of the most common coins in circulation today. At first glance, that might make you think these pennies have no value beyond their face value. However, here's the secret. While billions were made, very few have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most pennies you find in your pocket or on the ground have been through years of handling, exposure to elements, and were all of which diminish their collector value. Chapter number 5. What drives the value of the 1981 Lincoln penny? The single biggest factor affecting the value of a 1981 Lincoln penny is its condition. Coins that look brand new, with sharp details and original mint luster, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins are graded as mint state MS coins. Within mint state, there are many levels, from MS-60 up to MS-70. The perfect coin. A high-grade 1981 Lincoln penny can sell for approximately 46 cents, or even more depending on the market demand. While it might not seem like a massive profit compared to rare coins worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, it's still almost 50 times the coin's original face value. Collectors and investors alike watch these pennies because, as years pass, uncirculated examples become scarcer and prices tend to rise. Chapter number 6. Coin grading. How condition makes all the difference. To understand why some pennies are worth more, you need to understand coin grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, where 70 is a perfect coin with no flaws visible even under magnification. Most pennies in everyday circulation grade between good G4 and very fine VF20, meaning they have visible wear and faded details. These are generally worth just their face value. But a 1981 penny graded mint state 60 MS-60 or higher shows no signs of wear and retains full shine. Such coins are rare because most coins were used as everyday money and didn't survive in that condition. These high-grade pennies command a premium. That's why they can fetch prices around 46 cents today. Chapter number 7. Are there any error coins or varieties from 1981? Error coins are a fascinating part of collecting. Sometimes the mint makes mistakes. Coins can have doubled dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. These errors make coins more valuable because they are unique and rare. While the 1981 Lincoln penny is not famous for major errors, collectors always keep an eye out for minor variations. If you spot a penny with an unusual feature like a double date or a misaligned design, it could be worth more. It's always a good idea to have suspected error coins evaluated by a professional. Chapter number 8. How to spot a valuable 1981 Lincoln penny. If you want to find a valuable 1981 penny, here's what to look for: sharp, clear date and mint mark, bright original luster with no dullness, no scratches, dents, or discoloration. Fine details on Lincoln's face and beard remain intact. Crisp details on the Lincoln memorial on the reverse. Even a small scratch or dulling can reduce the value drastically, so handle your coins carefully. Protecting and storing your valuable pennies. If you find a high-grade 1981 penny or any valuable coin, protecting it is key. Exposure to air, moisture, and oils from your fingers can damage a coin's surface and reduce its value. Use acid-free coin holders, plastic flips, or coin albums to store your pennies safely. Avoid cleaning coins yourself, as cleaning can cause scratches and reduce value. Chapter number 9. Why collect Lincoln pennies? Lincoln pennies are more than just coins, they're historical artifacts. They represent a pivotal figure in American history and reflect over a century of change in design, culture, and economy. Collecting Lincoln pennies is a fantastic way to connect with the past and build a tangible collection that holds both sentimental and monetary value. Chapter number 10. Market trends and the future. The market for coins like the 1981 Lincoln penny can fluctuate, but trends suggest that as time passes, well-preserved coins become rarer and prices tend to rise. For beginner collectors, the 1981 penny is an affordable yet meaningful addition. For serious collectors, hunting for high-grade examples can be a rewarding challenge. Chapter number 11. The humble penny with a rich story. So, there you have it. The 1981 Lincoln Liberty penny might seem like a simple coin, but it carries with it over a century of history, culture, and value. While it's not the rarest or most expensive coin, its story and collectible status make it a fascinating piece worth knowing about. Next time you come across a 1981 Lincoln penny, take a moment to appreciate not just its copper and zinc alloy, but the history it represents and the potential value it holds. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1981 Lincoln penny, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our coin collecting adventures. And please share your stories in the comments. Have you ever found a penny or coin worth more than you expected? Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep collecting and keep uncovering history, one coin at a time. My dear friends and dear fellows, if you want it even longer or more detailed, I can add sections about related coin series, how the metal composition changed over time, or stories of famous penny finds? Let me know. My very important coin lovers and history buffs. Now, in the fourth story of Liberty Lincoln, we're taking a deep dive into one of America's most iconic coins, the Lincoln penny. But not just any penny, we're focusing on the 1985 Lincoln Liberty penny. This tiny copper coin, often overlooked in pockets and coin jars, holds a fascinating story and, believe it or not, a market value that can reach about 44.5 cents. That might sound small compared to rare coins worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, but considering its face value is just 1 cent, this is nearly 50 times more valuable. So whether you're a seasoned collector, a casual enthusiast, or just curious about coins, stick around because you're about to learn everything you need to know about this humble but surprisingly valuable piece of American currency. Chapter number 1. The historical journey of the Lincoln penny. Before we zoom into the year 1985, let's travel back in time to appreciate the Lincoln penny's roots. First minted in 1909, the Lincoln penny was created to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most revered presidents. This was a groundbreaking moment in American numismatics because for the first time, the image of an actual person, Abraham Lincoln, was featured on circulating currency. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny's obverse showcased a dignified profile of Lincoln, symbolizing the values of freedom, perseverance, and unity. Over the years, the penny has been a steady presence in American wallets, a daily reminder of Lincoln's legacy and the ideals of liberty etched into the nation's history. Chapter number 2. Design and features of the 1985 Lincoln penny. Fast forward to 1985, the penny you might have found loose in your pocket or in a jar on the shelf. This penny carries the classic design that had been in circulation since 1959, Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Look closely, and you'll see the word liberty prominently displayed, reminding us of the enduring value of freedom. The date 1985 is stamped clearly on the front, and a small mint mark below the date indicates where it was produced. No mint mark means Philadelphia, AD means Denver. Both mints produced millions of these pennies in 1985. The reverse side features the iconic Lincoln Memorial, an image representing the lasting legacy of Lincoln himself. Inside the memorial, if you look carefully, you can spot a tiny statue of Lincoln, detailed and precise, a testament to the artistry involved in coin design. Chapter number 3. How many 1985 Lincoln pennies were made? The year 1985 saw a massive production of pennies by the U.S. Mint. Between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, billions of these pennies were made, a staggering number that reflects just how common these coins are in American circulation. So why does the 1985 penny have any value above its face value if it's so common? The answer lies in the condition, rarity of high-grade examples, and the growing interest in coin collecting. While the vast majority of these pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, those in near-perfect condition are surprisingly sought after. Chapter number 4. What determines the value of the 1985 Lincoln penny? When it comes to coin collecting, condition is king. Coins that look brand new, with sharp details, no scratches, and a bright original shine, are referred to as mint state or uncirculated coins. These pennies can command prices higher than their face value. For the 1985 Lincoln penny, market value hovers around 44.5 cents for coins in excellent condition. This is due to their relative scarcity compared to the massive number of worn pennies in circulation. The grading system used by collectors ranges from pure to mint state 70, the latter representing a perfect, flawless coin. Chapter number 5. Coin grading and why it matters. If you want to understand why some pennies are worth more, it helps to know about coin grading. The Sheldon scale, which goes from 1 to 70, is used by collectors worldwide. Most pennies found in everyday use fall into the lower grades, like good or very fine. These show signs of wear, faded details, and dullness, and usually hold no value beyond their face. However, a 1985 penny graded MS-60 or higher retains its original mint luster, sharp detail on Lincoln's face, beard, and the memorial on the back. These high-grade coins are rarer and can sell for about 44.5 cents, or even more. Chapter number 6. Are there any errors or varieties that boost value? Coin collectors love error coins, those with mistakes made during production like double strikes off center images, or missing mint marks. These errors are rare and can dramatically increase a coin's value. The 1985 Lincoln penny isn't known for major widespread errors, but minor varieties and minting anomalies exist. If you spot a penny with unusual features, such as double dates or misshapen designs, it's worth having it examined by a professional grader or coin dealer. Chapter number 7. Tips for finding valuable 1985 pennies. If you're hoping to find a valuable 1985 penny, here's what you should look for: crisp and clear date and mint mark strong, original mint luster with no dulling, no scratches, corrosion, or discoloration, sharp details on Lincoln's face, beard, and coat clear and detailed Lincoln memorial on the reverse. Even minor imperfections can reduce the value, so handle coins carefully and consider investing in protective holders. Chapter number 8. How to protect and store your valuable pennies. Once you've identified a valuable 1985 penny, protecting it is crucial. Exposure to air, moisture, and oils from your skin can degrade the coin's condition. To keep your pennies in top shape, use acid-free holders, coin capsules, or albums. Avoid cleaning your pennies yourself. Cleaning can scratch the surface and reduce value. Professional conservation is always the safer bet for rare and valuable coins. Chapter number 9. Why collect Lincoln pennies? Lincoln pennies are more than just coins. They are little pieces of history you can hold in your hand. Collecting these pennies connects you to a rich legacy of American culture and history. They're also affordable and accessible to beginners while offering enough variety and rarity to challenge advanced collectors. Chapter number 10. Market trends and future outlook. The coin market is dynamic, with prices changing due to demand, rarity, and economic factors. For the 1985 Lincoln penny, prices have remained fairly stable but show potential for modest growth as time passes and uncirculated coins become scarcer. Collecting coins like this penny is not only a hobby but also a small investment in tangible assets that carry historical significance. Chapter number 11. The humble penny with a story to tell. So next time you pick up a 1985 Lincoln penny, remember it's more than just a cent. It's a small but powerful symbol of American history, liberty, and craftsmanship. And if you have one in excellent condition, it could be worth nearly 50 times its face value. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 1985 Lincoln Liberty penny. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more coin stories and collectibles insights. Got any rare pennies or coin stories of your own? Drop them in the comments. We love hearing from you. Until next time, keep your eyes on those coins. You never know what treasures you might find right in your pocket. If you want, I can help you create visuals or chapters for this video. Just ask. My great coin enthusiasts and history lovers, now, in the fifth story of Liberty Lincoln, we're uncovering the fascinating story behind one of America's most iconic coins, the 1-cent 2006 Lincoln Liberty penny. At first glance, this penny might look like just another piece of loose change in your pocket, but trust me, there's so much more to this tiny coin than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just starting to explore the world of coins, this video will reveal the history, design, rarity, and most importantly, the surprising market value of the 2006 Lincoln Liberty penny, which is currently around 40 cents, over 40 times its face value. So sit tight, grab your magnifying glass, and let's dive deep into the captivating journey of this little copper coin that carries the legacy of one of America's greatest presidents, and a story worth knowing. First, let's rewind the clock and explore the rich history behind the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was introduced way back in 1909, a landmark year for American coinage. It was minted to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on what would have been his 100th birthday. This was the first time a real person's image was featured on regular circulating currency in the United States, breaking away from the traditional use of allegorical figures and symbols. The design, created by renowned sculptor Victor David Brenner, showcases a dignified side profile of Lincoln. This portrait isn't just art, it's a tribute to Lincoln's immense contributions, leadership during the Civil War, and his lasting impact on American history. Over the decades, the penny has become more than just a coin. It's a symbol of unity, freedom, and perseverance that resonates with millions of Americans. Fast forward to 2006, the penny still carries Lincoln's distinguished profile on the front, known as the obverse. What makes this coin special is that it belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, a design that began in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On the reverse side of the 2006 penny, you'll see the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a majestic tribute to the man himself. Look closely and you'll even spot the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a fine detail that speaks volumes about the craftsmanship involved in minting these coins. Surrounding the memorial are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and of course 1 cent. These words remind us that this small coin represents the strength and unity of the nation. Let's talk about production numbers because they matter a lot when it comes to a coin's value. In 2006, the U.S. Mint produced an astronomical number of pennies, over 3 billion from the Philadelphia Mint alone, and nearly 3 billion from the Denver Mint. That's billions of these pennies flooding into circulation across the country. Given these huge quantities, you might wonder why any 2006 penny would be worth more than its face value. The answer lies in rarity. Within the rarity, those pennies that remain in near perfect, uncirculated condition. Most 2006 pennies you'll find in your change are well worn, showing scratches, dirt, and years of handling, which makes them worth just 1 cent. However, some pennies were never used in everyday transactions. These coins came straight from the mint and were carefully preserved by collectors, resulting in a coin that shines brightly with original mint luster and sharp details. These uncirculated or mint state pennies command a premium price in the collector's market. Now, when we talk about value, the 2006 Lincoln Liberty penny currently trades for about 40 cents when it's in excellent condition. This might not seem like much compared to rarer coins that fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars, but remember, this coin's face value is just 1 cent. So in effect, it's worth more than 40 times its original value, making it a great example of how condition and collector demand can dramatically impact price. The key factor here is coin grading, a system used by collectors and experts to evaluate the condition of coins. The Sheldon grading scale ranges from 1 to 70, where 1 indicates a coin that is almost unrecognizable due to wear and damage, and 70 is a perfect coin with no flaws. Most pennies you find in everyday use fall between grades 1 and 30, meaning they are heavily circulated and show obvious signs of wear. For the 2006 penny to command that premium price of around 40 cents, it needs to be graded at mint state 60 or above. These are coins with no wear, full original shine, and crisp details. The Lincoln profile on the front should be sharply defined, with visible lines in Lincoln's hair and beard, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back should be clear and distinct. Any scratches, discoloration, or damage can reduce the coin's value significantly. An interesting aspect of coin collecting is the search for error coins that have been minted incorrectly in some way. These errors can include double strikes, off-center images, missing mint marks, or even die cracks. Error coins are extremely rare and often highly prized because they are like nature's misprints in the coin world. While the 2006 Lincoln penny doesn't have any widely recognized major errors, minor varieties and subtle minting anomalies might be found by sharp-eyed collectors. If you ever come across a 2006 penny with unusual features or irregularities, it's always a good idea to get it examined by a professional coin grader or numismatist. So, how can you spot a valuable 2006 Lincoln penny? Here are a few handy tips. First, check the date and mint mark carefully. The date should be clear and well defined, and the mint mark, either AD for Denver or no mark for Philadelphia, should be sharp and legible. Second, look for a bright original shine with no signs of dulling or corrosion. The surface should be smooth, and the details crisp. Third, avoid pennies that have scratches, nicks, or discoloration, as these imperfections lower the coin's value. Lastly, handle your coins with clean hands or gloves to avoid transferring oils and dirt that can damage the surface. If you're lucky enough to find a 2006 penny in pristine condition, proper storage is crucial to maintain its value. Store your valuable pennies in acid-free coin holders, capsules, or albums designed specifically for coin collecting. Avoid cleaning the coin yourself because cleaning can scratch the surface and significantly reduce its value. If cleaning is necessary, always seek professional help. Why are Lincoln pennies such a popular collectible? It's because they're a tangible piece of American history. Holding a Lincoln penny connects us to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the ideals he represented: unity, freedom, and perseverance. Plus, Pennies are affordable and accessible to new collectors while still offering enough variety and challenge to engage seasoned numismatists. Now let's talk about the market. The coin collecting market is always changing, influenced by collector demand, economic conditions, and the rarity of coins in high grades. For the 2006 Lincoln penny, the market value of about 40 cents for uncirculated coins has remained fairly steady but shows promise for modest growth as the years go by and fewer pristine coins remain available. In conclusion, the 2006 Lincoln Liberty penny is much more than a small piece of metal worth 1 cent. It's a little treasure packed with history, artistic craftsmanship, and potential value. Whether you keep it as a keepsake or add it to your collection, this coin symbolizes the enduring spirit of American history and the exciting world of coin collecting. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the 2006 Lincoln Liberty penny. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our future coin explorations. Have you found any rare pennies or interesting coins? Share your stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your treasure hunts. Until next time, keep your eyes on those coins. You never know when you'll stumble upon a small fortune hiding in your pocket. If you want, I can also help you create visuals, chapter markers, or even help with SEO tags for this video. Just let me know. Take care, my dear friends, and God bless you in every matter. My dear coin enthusiasts, history lovers, and curious viewers alike. Now, in our last story of Liberty Lincoln, we're embarking on a fascinating journey into the world of one of the most iconic and widely collected coins in America, the 2016 Lincoln Liberty penny. You might think a penny is just a penny, something you find every day in your pocket or scattered in your couch cushions. But the 2016 Lincoln penny is much more than just a piece of copper-coated zinc metal. It's a coin steeped in history, rich with symbolism, and even though it's small in size, it holds a surprising value in today's market, currently around 35 cents for those in exceptional condition. In this video, I'll be taking you deep into the story behind the 2016 Lincoln penny, why it was made, what makes it unique, and what factors influence its worth in the coin collecting world. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or simply curious about the coins you handle daily, this video will give you a comprehensive look at the 2016 Lincoln penny from every angle. So, let's get started. First, let's dive into the rich history of the Lincoln penny itself, because to truly understand the 2016 edition, we have to appreciate where it comes from. The Lincoln cent was introduced over a century ago in 1909, a landmark moment in American coinage. This was the first time that the face of a real historical figure appeared on United States circulating currency, marking a major departure from the traditional use of allegorical figures and symbolic imagery. The person chosen was none other than Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, revered for preserving the Union during the Civil War and for his commitment to ending slavery. Victor David Brenner, a talented sculptor and engraver, was commissioned to design the coin. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln was based on a plaque he had made of the president years earlier. Since then, Lincoln's profile has remained the defining feature of the penny, symbolizing freedom, unity, and the enduring spirit of America. Now, let's fast forward to 2016, a year that marked several notable moments for the Lincoln penny. The obverse of the 2016 penny features the familiar right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln accompanied by the inscriptions "I in God We Trust" above "Liberty" to the left, and the date 2016 with the P Mint mark to the right. The P Mint mark is important because 2016 was the first year Philadelphia Mint pennies were marked with a P. Prior to that, Philadelphia pennies did not carry a mint mark, making this a significant change in the coin's history. On the reverse, the penny showcases the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a design first introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The intricate depiction of the Lincoln Memorial includes detailed columns and even the small statue of Lincoln inside the monument, which is visible upon close inspection. Surrounding the memorial are the inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent. Let's talk about production. In 2016, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies, approximately 8.7 billion in total, making the penny one of the most widely minted coins in circulation that year. Of those, around 3.2 billion were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, where the notable P Mint mark was added for the first time, while 5.5 billion were minted at the Denver Mint without a mint mark. This massive production run means the 2016 penny is very common and easily found in everyday change. However, as with most coins, condition and rarity play crucial roles in determining value. A penny fresh off the production line, in mint-state condition, is worth more than one worn from circulation. This is where the numismatic market gets interesting, as collectors seek out coins with sharp details, original luster, and minimal blemishes. What about the coin's value? While the face value is 1 cent, the 2016 Lincoln penny in pristine condition, especially those with the new P mint mark, can command prices of around 35 cents or more on the collector's market. You might wonder why anyone would pay more than face value for a coin so recent and common. The answer lies in the demand from collectors who value the historical significance of the P mint mark's introduction, the coin's condition, and the potential future scarcity of high-grade specimens. As years pass, many coins suffer wear and damage or get lost entirely, making well-preserved examples increasingly rare. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are willing to pay a premium for coins that are well-preserved and carry unique historical significance. Now, let's discuss coin grading, a key concept in understanding why some pennies sell for more than others. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, known as the Sheldon scale. A grade of 1 means the coin is heavily worn, while 70 represents a perfect, flawless specimen. Most circulated pennies fall between grades 1 and 50, but uncirculated pennies, which have never been used in commerce, can achieve grades of 60 or higher. A 2016 penny graded MS65 or better mint state 65 is highly desirable because it means the coin is virtually flawless, showing sharp details and full mint luster. These coins often command the highest prices in the market. So, if you happen to find a 2016 penny with a brilliant shine and sharp features, you could be holding a valuable coin. Let's also touch on the topic of rare errors and varieties, which can skyrocket the value of coins far beyond their usual range. Although the 2016 penny doesn't have any major widely recognized error varieties, coin collectors always keep an eye out for misprints, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks. These errors occur during the minting process and are highly sought after by collectors. If you find a penny that looks unusual, it's worth getting it examined by a professional grading service. Sometimes, these anomalies can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. So how should you store and care for your pennies to preserve their value? Here are some tips. Always handle coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints and oils that can damage the surface. Avoid cleaning coins yourself, as this can decrease their value drastically. Store coins in protective holders, coin flips, or albums designed specifically for numismatic preservation. Keep coins in a cool, dry place to prevent corrosion or tarnish. Looking ahead, the 2016 Lincoln penny's value has a stable outlook. Although it's not an ultra-rare coin, its historical importance, combined with the introduction of the P mint mark, ensures continued interest from collectors. As time goes by, the number of pristine specimens will naturally decrease due to wear and loss, which could increase their rarity and market price. Why are Lincoln pennies such a popular collectible? Because they offer a beautiful connection to American history, are affordable for beginners, and provide endless opportunities for collecting different years, mint marks, and varieties. From 1909's first Lincoln cent to modern issues like the 2016 penny, these coins tell a story about America's past, present, and future. In closing, the 2016 Lincoln Liberty penny may seem small, but it carries immense historical weight and collectible appeal. Whether you keep yours as a lucky charm, part of your collection, or a future investment, it's worth recognizing that every penny has a story, and this one, in particular, has a lot to tell. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2016 Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating coin content. Share your thoughts or questions about pennies in the comments below. Have you found any rare or valuable coins in your change? I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy collecting and treasure every coin you find. If you want, I can help with SEO keywords or video chapter ideas too. Just say the word.